Hello everyone. Alright, so this is a practice on IXL Geometry A.2 Scale Drawings Word Problems. Alright, so the first thing, we'll just read it. Liam made a scale drawing of a middle school. The gym, which is 90 feet long in real life, is 15 inches long in the drawing. What scale did Liam use? So we're trying to find the scale. So what basically we have a before and after, or an older and newer, or a smaller and bigger. So the key here is organization, right? We basically got a small picture of a larger object or real shape or gem or whatever we're talking about. So if I organize it and I say, well, I know they give me this here. So I have 1 inch. That 1 inch is the same as, and this is what we're trying to find. So we're going to put X feet. Well, the other thing we know is the actual gem, and this is the actual over here, or the large. The actual one is 90 feet long. But the drawing is 15 inches long. So if we kind of keep it in this kind of order, and so let me show you what it'll look like. So let's go to black. All right, so basically, if I take it and I organize it, so if I have everything over here, 1 inch, well, that 1 inch becomes 5 inches, 15 inches, okay? But over here, that 1 inch is the same as I don't know feet. That 15 inches is the same as 90 feet. So I like putting the equal sign in between them. And then all it is a matter of cross multiplying. So I'm going to write the number first, 90. I'm going to put inches. I'm going to put feet next because it's still multiplication. Equals, again, the number first, the variable, inches, feet. It really doesn't matter. It's just if we do it the same way every time, it just helps. All right, so remember, I'm trying to solve for feet, and I'm trying to find that X. That is here and here. So I'm going to divide everything on this side by that 15 inches. I'm going to keep the X, and I'm going to keep the feet. Whatever I do to that side, I'm going to do to this side. The inches cancel out, and 90 divided by 15 is just 6. And then these cancel out. Now I actually have what 6 feet equals X feet. Well, all that means is the 6 goes there. Okay, so I know the first time it's a little weird, it's a little difficult. Let's do it again. All right, so here we go again. We have a scale. We have the small thing and the bigger thing. They tell us, well, this one's a little bit different. Ed made a scale drawing of the middle school. He used a scale. So now they tell us the scale. But remember, if we put the 2 inches and we keep the small one on the left, and we put this, instead of putting it underneath it, we put it as the equal sign. So 2 inches is going to be the same as 1 foot. The gym, the actual gym, remember this is the bigger one. This is the actual. This is going to be 148 inches in the drawing. So I'm going to keep the inches over here. Now this is 148, and it looks like this is what we're trying to solve. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the whole idea of the units. It's just 2 times x, and it's 1 times 148. Divide everything by 2. You have x equals 74 feet. Okay. Okay, this one's at about the score of 60. So as it gets a little bit harder, let's see what happens. The starting and finish lines for a yearly race in Jefferson are 2 miles apart. I'm just going to draw a little diagram to show me that those are 2 miles apart. How far apart are the starting line and finish line on a map with a scale of 3 inches equals 1 mile? So I like the way they put that 3 inches. I'm going to leave that. Why do any extra work? 3 inches equals 1 mile. So remember, this is the small and this is the big or actual. Well, the actual, they told us, is 2 miles. So this one is the one I'm trying to find. I want to know how many inches it will look like on the map. Cross multiply. I'm going to leave off the units. It's 3 times 2 equals 1x. So x equals 6 inches. And just to think, so 6 inches, so 1 inch, 3 inches equals 1 mile. Yeah, that should be right, right? Doubled it. 6 inches equals 2 miles. You could almost do that one in your head. Okay, this one here is at about 80 on the IXL score. Kira, a marine biologist, is tracking migratory patterns of a group of whales. The endpoints of the whale's current migration route are 5 inches apart on Kira's chart. So 5 inches. This is the chart. This is the small one. How far apart are... So nice. So I like, again, that they use this. I'm going to keep that, right? That's going to help me. I'm going to put 1 inch. I'm going to put the equal sign is 1.3 miles. And I'm just going to use the same thing that they have. Remember, this one is on her chart. This one is the small or the drawing. That one is here. So this is 5 inches. If I keep the units on top, the same units on top of each other, inch over inch, miles over miles, it just makes it a little less confusing. This is the one we're trying to find. I'm just going to use the numbers. 1 times x equals 1.3 times 5. Now remember, we're actually looking for miles. That's just to remind me, my final answer should be in miles. Oh, and we have x equals 1.3 times 5 is 6.5 miles. Okay, that's an 80. So let's see what happens at 100. Okay, this score was at 100. Ariel measured a neighborhood park and made a scale drawing. Choose the scale again. We're just going to use what they give us. What is the scale factor of the drawing? Okay, so I'm going to set this up. 1 inch equals 2 yards. The confusing part is, what are they really asking? And honestly, if I hadn't seen the answer, I probably wouldn't really understand what they were asking. Because to me, it would be 1 inch, 2 yards. That would be what I would think they're talking about. But what they're really asking for, they want to know how many inches is it going to be. So 1 inch is to how many inches? Well, we have 1 inch equals 2 yards. Well, we also know that 1 yard, there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So if I put over here and I put 1 yard and I compare that to 3 feet. Oh, let's do it like this. There are 2 yards and there are 3 feet in each yard. So 3 times 2 yards would give us 6 feet. But we don't really want feet, right? There are 3 feet in each yard. This will give us how many feet there are. But there are also 12 inches in 1 foot. So basically what they really want us to do is multiply that. So 3 times 12 times 2 is 72 inches. There are 2 yards in a foot. No, it's kind of hard to explain. But that's the best I'm going to do. Alright, so anyway, so that is all of the levels.